figures that's causing this. Also, the yesterday, the news on the vaccine efficacy, I think is playing some role here this morning too, right? I think they said that the vaccine efficacy drops to like 60% or 62% after 8 months, is it, or a year? That's why they want the booster shot. This is specifically against Delta.
Okay, so here's one other thing. You get me to ranting. Omid gets me ranting when he starts talking about certain things. Why are we calling this a booster shot? What is the definition of a booster?
Immunity booster. Immunity booster.
Just say the old one is worn out. You need a new shot. It's not a booster. That means you need a booster every 4 weeks.
It just sounds better,
I mean, just say the old shots only last for 12 months or 13 months or 14 months, and then do a next one.
Yeah.
I mean, why are we calling it a booster? I mean, this stuff is so crooked, it's unbelievable. So crooked, unbelievable. Okay, keep going. Everybody.
Yeah, so I think, that could be, playing some pressure. Crude down 3.5% here. Russell is taking a hit, fifth straight session down. Goldman came out and reduced this year's forecast. They talked about Delta, supply chain, and elevated inflation affecting growth. So that's somewhat, feeling. So you have, things come in waves, right? Good headlines, bad headlines. So right now we're in the wave of basically mixed headlines, right? And the market is reacting to it. No idea if this is just kind of, seasonal or if it has anything to do with anything else. We'll know soon. But, the FOMC minutes yesterday, it had things for everyone in there, for both sides of the aisle, for people who don't want taper and for people who want taper. There was something in there for both, right? So it's a very, very mixed takeaway, from that. I mean, they talked about a further substantial progress needed. It looks like that's going to be their benchmark to move. So quote unquote substantial further progress. That's their. I don't know what that means specifically, but maybe just sustainable growth. But market meandered most of the day yesterday, and then went into whipsaw action after minutes. So it's telling you that it cares about it, But this morning, I don't know if it's related to that. Like I said, maybe just kind of Delta and vaccine efficacy related. VIX is creeping back up. Was up 20% yesterday, up 11% this morning, now around 24. It's a nice little jump. This is somewhat similar to what happened in July. So, not sure if it's reached the exhaustion point yet. Like to see kind of a bigger washout. Where and the McClellan oscillator that I look, it's not really in the oversold condition where I want to jump in yet. So let's see what happens. But you had a really interesting comment from Walmart yesterday, right? They came and said, look, COVID-19 Delta variant hasn't had any meaningful impact on us, but they are kind of in the essential in other categories, right? And these guys like Costco and Target and so forth, they continue to benefit regardless of COVID or not in this new economy, right? So see what happens. Looks like also, you had Apple, Google, Amazon, who were shifting some production to Vietnam from China or slowing it down because of COVID-19. That was a Nikkei story yesterday afternoon that came out. But retail earnings have been pretty good so far. Macy's good. You had Kohl's and a bunch of other guys report this morning, and they're just slightly down, but the numbers, look okay. So that's really like the big ticket. I just want to kind of see if we get a washout type sentiment. I don't know if we're there yet, right? I'm just not sure. Like to see somewhat of a broader sell-off, right? I mean, all week we've had like tech up and other sectors down, or it's just been like I said, a meandering market. You just haven't had like a real washout or a real scare. So maybe we get that today or tomorrow. Seen more red today, kind of across the board, versus days prior. So let's see what happened. But looks like it's
Goldman Sachs yesterday cut it after hours, cut economic growth to 5.5 from 9. I mean, they just did that. JP Morgan raises 2022 Apple iPhone volumes to 246 million.
Wow, that's crazy.
Okay, let's do some math. I got to get a calculator here. 246 million.
Let's say 250 million.
3 zeros, right? Okay, so 246, add a 0. So times it by 10. Or actually, you don't need to times it. Hold on. 246, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. Add a 0.
What, $1,000 a phone? What's the average selling price? I forget. I think.
Now, I'm just saying 1,000. So that's 2.4 billion. 24 billion at 100. That's 246 billion. Jesus.
Yeah.
246. But let's say it's only 800. So they're only going to make 200 billion. Moment.
Yeah. I mean, the numbers on Apple is eye-popping. To come and beat by almost 10 billion. I keep going back to that, and I think what's happening in this earnings season is just it's confirming. These earnings are confirming basically the strong run that these names have had. So once we go through this period of weakness or seasonal weakness, if you want to call it that, then these names with the better earnings should start running again.
Unbelievable. We'll see. Maybe we'll come back. Maybe we don't. But Tesla looks like a top again into today. If they have groundbreaking news, yeah, but I don't really know what groundbreaking news they could have, right? We'll see.
And they have deliveries that are not pushing into next year.
Okay.
It's like Lam Research, right? There's chip shortage. We're like, okay, well that's great, because they have demand forever. But then if you're not really selling, you're not taking advantage of a hot market, right?
Yep. Okay. So that's what we know. Okay, let's get started here. Let's start the recording. Okay, good morning, everybody. 8:19. Stocks go up, stocks go down. Everything looks weaker. The Fed doesn't get it. They don't understand. If they're going to do stuff, do it slowly and don't lie. The market will destroy Powell and the Fed. He just comes out the other day and he says, we don't know what the Delta variant is going to do. Well, you don't know what it's going to do, and you're going to go taper? Market is pissed. Okay, know this. We don't know if this is down because of the expiration. That's what it looks like. The last 3 expirations have been very down, huge, and then even more Monday, and they come back Tuesday. Let's see what happens, okay? Tesla event today. Last 10 events they had, not one event, 10 events they've had, have 0 has come out of there. 0. He's going to come out and say, we're going to have full autonomous next year. And it's not going to be legal. And it's not going to be full. Doesn't matter what he says. Okay? If he really wants Tesla to go up, there's only one thing he can do. He can go out there and buy 50 million shares for $50 million worth. And Tesla goes way up. And then he levers because he has so much stock. That's what he. Outside of that, if the event doesn't get anything, 600 possible tomorrow if the market dives. If the market doesn't dive, different story. Okay? Do we open down 34 and then pop back up? Don't know. Okay? What I know is, as long as we're under this 44.31, now we're negative. Okay? All the way down to 43.52, 42.91. If 42.91 breaks, full on dive. Okay? LRCX up a little bit, not up a little, down a little bit. It should be up on NVIDIA. It's not, but the market is way down. That's why. You know, I don't know. I'm hearing things that this China is shipping more chips to the U.S., so this thing is all done. Well, don't know if that's true either. Keep an eye on it. Okay? It needs 603 to run. NVIDIA, if it goes negative, this can drop a long way, 172. They're going to have 10% growth next year. Now, 10% growth for that size of company, pretty good. But it's only 10% growth. Okay? So, and any inkling of a slowdown, this thing down 50 points. So keep an eye on that. Snow. Got to 286 yesterday, down 10. Every single day it goes up, it drops. Shopalicious. We'll love this if it breaks 1360. NVAX, doing nothing. Doing nothing. Baba. 161, 151. 152, 151, 152. Baidu. 136, 131. Goldman Sachs. Why is it down? 403 up. 372 down. Do you know why it's down? It's down because if the market goes down, all their trading revenue is going to go to shit. They're back into the same world they were for the last 5 years, and the stock rips back down to 200 because they'll have no trading revenue if the market goes to shit. Amazon. Watch this one early. If it gets positive, back over 3,200, it's a little bit better. But I told you, have you guys looked? The smart people have, the dumb people haven't. Okay? Every single stock that didn't go up on earnings, that went down, that had good earnings, that Sam says 4 to 6 weeks avoid, they're all lower. They're all lower. Zoom. Oh my God, Zoom earnings are great. Look, it's right back down. Oh my God, Roku's great. Right back down. Amazon, great earnings. Oh my God, right down. They all go lower. The 4 to 6 weeks is back tested over and over and over again. And I see people saying, oh my God, this is a breakout. Really? Throw your charts away. Amazon, 3,000? Wow. Very possible. Know this. And Amazon said something yesterday that the market didn't react. They basically said that they're getting with all the people, the sellers, and trying to get them together because antitrust is becoming an issue. And do they destroy Amazon into that? Know that. Be ready. Apple. Huge JP Morgan news on it, and it's still down. If it gets to like 141, becomes sniffable. Roku. If 328 breaks, 300 can happen. BNTX needs 562 up, 571 accelerator, under 330 dives. Moderna. See if this one goes early and then it drops. Interesting. Zoom, working lower. 331, 322. Google. Wow, just nothing at all. 2621 needs 2732 to be better. Tesla needs 690. Downside 652. Now I'm going to tell you one more thing here. Okay, one more thing. What happens on days like this? I've told you 100 times. You're going to get a furious pop in techs. You're going to see Amazon pop to 32.10. You're going to see Google pop 20 points. You're going to see Tesla pop 10 points. And then if it's real, I mean, if the sell-off is real, they all will go lower within the next 5 minutes after the pop. and they won't come back all day. If the sell-off is real, happens all the time. You get a furious pop, and then you get a massive drop all day long. Then we see, and then we see. Then we see, and then we see. And that's what we know. Toyota cutting production 40%. We talked about that. That's what we know. 10 years away from a good power wall still. Wow. 10 years. Jesus. So you could get 50 other companies that come out of the way. Very possible. Then we see, and then we see. Okay, SPX a little bit better. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. You can buy SPX calls way up, 50 up, 50 down, and see how it plays out. Everybody have a great trading day. See you in chat.